Welcome to Switch It Up. There's a new sheriff in town. Today we're talking about what is the best electric toy you can have in the RV life. We're talking scooters, one wheels, electric bikes, even golf carts. So we're gonna roll the intro, we're gonna jump back into it. So tune in. Till then, right on. Roll the intro.
A man and a woman left their home to switch things up and go on the road. They didn't know where they would go, but it's gotta be better than staying home. They switched it up. They switched it up.
And we're back. Okay, so here's the thing. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and there's many reasons for it. What is the best electric toy or electric vehicle that you should have when you're going out on the road and you're living your RV life adventure? And I think you might be surprised at some of my answers, and some of you might not be. I mean, some of you've watched our videos a lot, and you know that I've been riding this wonderful one wheel. I just got it for Christmas. I've wanted it for probably 5 years, and it's just something I saw people riding on beaches when we were going places, riding on trails, and I just thought it was always the coolest thing is this one wheel. And so we got it, and I don't have the best balance, right? I'm in my 50s, and I had to learn how to ride all over again, which means that my core, my stomach, my ankles, my calves, everything had to be tuned in and try to figure out what the best way to ride this. So every time I ride, somebody stops, and every time they stop, they ask the same question. I think I want one of those. How much is it? You know, is it fun to ride? And then I look at kind of like their setup. If they're a van lifer, if they're living in a fifth wheel, if they have a Class A, and it comes in an idea of like space and what's your best life that you're living. Does this actually fit? And it doesn't. It doesn't fit for a number of people, but it is intriguing and it's so awesome to ride. So then it started my mind racing. We needed to do a video on the different electric options. So as many of you watched our very first videos, is that we, right out of the box, thought we needed an electric bike. So we bought Hemiways. So Hemiway is a great manufacturer. When we first got our Hemiways, we were like one of the first customers. We wanted something with bigger tires, something that could go down beaches, something we could go up and down hills, and when we were boondocking like in the West, you had all these different options, so we chose a bike that was bigger for us. Plus, I think we felt more steady on them because they were just a bigger bike. So that was our first purchase. We actually bought these. Then, as you start an RV channel and you're out here and you're doing all of the things, some people will reach out to you and say, hey, would you like to try a product? So 𝗲𝗏 actually reached out and said, we have a scooter. And when I saw the scooter had 2 shocks, 2 motors, could go 40 miles an hour, could go 40 miles, I was like, I think I'd like to try this scooter. For 2 years, we've been riding around on the 𝗲𝗏 scooter. It was their very first scooter. Now, if you watched our videos, you know now that they have the 𝗲𝗏 Pro, and we just picked it up. So Sheila and I both have a scooter. The best thing about these is it really is something that I think will fit a lot of people's needs, depending on what their travel style is. Then, of course, we have the one wheel. We could talk about all the variances in each one of them here in a second, and then we'll get Sheila's opinions on what she thinks that she enjoys the best. If you're gonna buy one EV vehicle, because they are expensive, they can range anywhere from, I'd say, $1,100 up to $3,000 on average. So if you're buying 2 of them, that eats into the budget really quickly. So I think you might be surprised at some of my opinions based on some of this, but I thought this would be a great video to update you on. So where should we start? All right, we're at TTO in Orlando. So that's Thousand Trails Orlando, that RV speak TTO, that's what they call this. And it's one of the biggest RV parks down here in Florida. And if you're doing RV life, it's almost like a rite of passage. So we may get stopped on occasion, so we'll just play along and see who might come by. All right, let's start here. Let's start with Hemiway. Let's just start with electric bikes. We don't need to talk about brands because they're pretty much all the same. You're gonna be doing with battery on size and how far they can go and how fast they can go, and then the size and things like that. And do they fold or not fold? Just electric bikes in general. The reason, if you watched some of our very first ones, we were living in an apartment right before we hit the road, and we got these and I unboxed my bike and I literally took off down the hallway. And I wanted to see how fast it would go because I've never rode an electric bike, and I was sold. Like, this was like the best experience ever. And the reason for it is that when you're taking off and you're doing RV life, a lot of us have, well, I mean, I spent 25 years in the construction world, so I have bad knees. When you're dealing with bad knees, bad hips, maybe a bad back, you need some sort of pedal assist, but this expands your reach. This expands the opportunity for you to go up and take trash to the dump, or maybe go ride on a beach, you know, in the afternoon, or go, if you're boondocking out west, you can go off on these trails. It gives you a great opportunity. Now this bike is 75 pounds. We need to talk about weight when you're talking about electric vehicles. I can't even say electric vehicles because it's not an electric vehicle. Well, I mean, it's a mode of transportation. It does not fold, as you can see. And if you've watched any of our travel adventures, you've seen that I've tried to put these bikes on the back of our fifth wheel, you know, on a bike rack, and they bounce around a lot, and we've had issues, and now we keep them inside. They don't fold, so they're harder to store when they're a bigger bike like this. And some people will put them on the back of the Jeeps, or I've seen them put them on the front of their trucks. I've seen all kinds of different ways to store them as they travel, but this is a major consideration when you're looking at having electric bikes. And generally there's two of you, so that means you have two bikes. And then you have the opportunity to figure out, well, if I have these, you know, my bike's got a higher step through. Sheila's bike now, she has a lower step through. She had a different bike. We just received the Zebra from Hemingway. It's great. She has a lower step through, gives her a better angle for her to get in. But now they've expanded this. This bike can go almost like 50 miles, I think. No, I am wrong. It can go 80 miles. Whereas this bike now is like 40. So they have come so far just in the last 2 years, figuring out, you know, what the best batteries to use and the best efficiency. But I think this will be the #1 purchase for a lot of people when they first start. But have you considered some of the other things? Here's the deal, is that space in the RV world is king, absolutely king. This might not be the best choice for you. Maybe you just need to get around the RV park, go drop off trash, maybe, you know, zoom around, have a little time to yourself, have some fun, because that's what we're doing on our bike. The scooter. Now the scooter, I think, is going to surprise everyone. I think there's going to be a scooter evolution. I think there's going to be more people using them, and there's different sizes, different ways that they can be used, and things like that. So let's talk about the scooters. Ah, yes. The 𝗲𝗏 scooter. The surprise in the electric toy world. The reason for it is you're starting to see more and more electric scooters when you're out and about. You're seeing the smaller ones that generally have no shocks, made by different manufacturers, which is great. It allows you to get around the RV parks, run up to the pool, maybe go up and join in some of the festivities they may be having. It just allows you to get around a lot. The scooter component is fabulous, and here's the reason why. When I was talking to somebody and they were asking about the Onewheel, which we'll get to in a minute, they were like, you know, I think I would like that. And I'm looking at what their setup was. And a lot of times the setup is basically you're dealing with van life, or you might have a smaller travel trailer. Space, again, is a big deal, and weight is a big deal. And we can talk about weight, because on scooters still, like this is the first 𝗲𝗏 Pro. Now this 𝗲𝗏 will go 40 miles an hour, up to 40 miles, has 2 motors, and it's 1,000 watts, so it's way faster than even the bikes are. It folds down, so you unclip this. This actually folds down onto itself, so now you've limited your size. This scooter, the 𝗲𝗏 Pro, bigger scooter for a bigger person, so I can think it could go up to almost 350 pounds. We have ended up doing with these scooters is that we ride tandem. So you'll see in some of our videos that Sheila will be riding, standing in front, I'll be standing in the back, and we will be going down the road. They're not probably recommended, but the fact is that if you're as long as you're being safe and not trying to do something crazy, I mean, you're gonna do it. And I'm thinking, let's give you an example. You're in van life. You don't have room to be carrying these 2 big bikes. You need something that maybe you can run to a grocery store or run to a convenience store, or maybe you want to go off-road and go see some things. With the scooters, now there's different models. You're going to want a scooter that has 2 shocks on it. You definitely want that, because you don't want a scooter that is just hard tired. You get really, when you're riding a hard tired scooter like you see in the cities that you rent, your arms will get numb because they get rattled up so much. You don't have that with these types of scooters. Now you are going to be spending more money. I mean, the 𝗲𝗏 Pro, the new one, is running around $2,100, and the 𝗲𝗏, the one in the middle here, is running around $1,600. And they just came out with a commuter 𝗲𝗏, and the commuter 𝗲𝗏 goes 28 miles an hour and about 28 miles, whereas these go 40 and 45 miles in capacity, and that is running around $1,100, but it still has the 2 shocks. They both fold down, all of them fold down, and they all have a different purpose. But see where I'm going with this is that if you're in an RV space and you need room, you could actually get one scooter for, say, even the commuter scooter for $1,100, or the middle one that I love as well, and this one is $1,600. Whereas you're going to be spending about the same amount of money for an electric bike. $1,600 to $2,000 is an average. Now you only have one. You've limited your space because this folds down. You can run it into the back seat of your car or your truck. You can put it into a pass-through on your vehicle. And now you can have two people, and you could go 20, 30 miles to a convenience store or whatever you're doing. And that will help you in just your RV space. I think the scooter is now becoming one of those things where it becomes a viable option if you're choosing one that can meet your needs. Now, the Pro here, way more steady, more of a commuter. It can go off-road. It's got bigger tires. I mean, I did the video on this scooter. It's absolutely amazing. It just fits a different niche. This scooter is more like, let's go off-road, let's go fast. It's more nimble in that capacity. The tires are smaller, they're rounded, so you can maneuver and carve more. In any case, there's lots of different companies that are out there that you could use. I'm just saying that don't overlook the idea of using a scooter in your RV style, especially when you're talking price and you're talking like what you might use it for. You'll find a lot of people now in the RV space running around on scooters. It's just a great way to do things. Now, let's jump down here to my little friend, the Onewheel. This here, I don't know, I don't have a name for him yet. I could call him Junior maybe. This is the Onewheel GT. Now the Onewheel GT is a self-balancing. So we're gonna talk about weights. So even this thing doesn't look very big, it's still weighing in at almost 40 pounds. It's like 38. It's bulky, it's cumbersome. They do have a handle over here you can use. I put a carbon fiber fender on it, but as you can see, I've chewed that thing up as I've learned how to ride. It's been a challenge. Then you're dealing with this 𝗲𝗲 on the front part. That's running around 70, 75 pounds. The 𝗲𝗲 Pro has a bigger battery. That's running 90 pounds. And then that 𝗲𝐵𝐴 and the other 𝗲𝐵𝐴, they're running in at about 78 to 80 pounds. In any case, you have to accommodate for the weight. What you're doing with all of this stuff is that you're trying to figure out what is the best battery capacity, what's the length and time and speed that you want to go, and how many people are going to be using it. Now, if I'm a van lifer and it's just me and I'm a solo traveler, probably a little younger, you're going to love this thing. I mean, I love riding. I'll ride probably 6 to 12 miles a day, trying to learn, trying to get better. I've had it now for almost 2 months, and it's taken me 2 months to be proficient enough to ride and feel comfortable. But even as time, I almost fall, you know, I mean, it's just something that you have to learn. So if you're an older person and you like electric stuff, and you feel like you have good balance because you used to be like a snowboarder or a, I don't know, maybe a surfer, this is fabulous. But unfortunately, you're gonna pay $2,300 to $2,400. The smaller ones might be around the $1,500, $1,600 range, and it's only one person. And the weight, you can't really put a lot of weight capacity. I'll generally jump on it and take like a bag of trash, or I might run somewhere. I can go about 20 miles on this. It will go 20 miles an hour. Those two scooters will do 40 and 45 miles an hour. The bikes come out of the factory box generally around that 23 to 28 mile an hour range, and you can adjust those in the computer and get them up to 33 to 35 miles an hour. But 20 miles an hour on one wheel with no shocks is a pretty harrowing experience. It's very exhilarating, but I don't do that very often. Generally, I'm just cruising around a park, seeing some things and doing stuff. But it does fit that van lifer, small travel trailer type environment that you might really enjoy. I just think it's a fabulous alternative. These are the ones that we have now, and you're sitting there going, well, wait a minute, you don't have a golf cart. Oh, I don't have a golf cart sitting here. But right down the road, I have friends with the golf cart that are part of the Switch crew. This might be a good time for you to like, comment, subscribe, be a doer of all things, join the community. Fun little fact is that in the last 90 days, we've had probably 90,000 people come to our website that are not subscribers. It blows me away. You know, if you hit that little subscribe button, we'd probably be one of the biggest, fastest growing RV community on YouTube, and you could be part of it. That's a fun fact that you should try. So just click the subscribe button. Hopefully this video is helpful. I think it's well over. I've never found another video like it, so I thought it was time to do it. Let's run over, get some opinion on a small golf cart. It's called the Cricket. They bought a used one, a smaller one, and they actually store it in a storage bay on the front side. So if you have like a 𝗶𝗴𝗯, or if you have a Lifestyle, or if you have something with a big storage bay on the front, they're actually storing it in there as they travel because they don't have a garage. So we'll go meet Jim and Darlene. So here's the thing, is I couldn't finish this video without talking about the golf cart. Of all things, everyone talks about golf carts. You guys have a Cricket.
Yes.
This is Jim and Darlene. They've actually come to a bunch of our huddles and done a lot of different things. So I suckered them in so they can share with us their Cricket little golf cart. Do you like it?
I love it.
Okay, so this is the reason I wanted you in here.
It's actually hers.
It's hers.
It was my idea.
Yes.
She does have a little license plate, which is pretty cute.
Yes, it was my
So
idea.
when people are looking for like their electric vehicles, they chose that they would go this way. You don't have bikes.
No.
And you don't have any of the other
We
things.
don't have room to put bikes.
No.
That's true.
And I have bad shoulders, bad hands,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm used to a saddle,
Right. So this is
not a bike seat.
yeah, we're not bringing horses, Darlene.
No.
This is
We
electric.
did that.
We
We've
used
been
to
there,
take
done that.
horses camping.
We did that.
Yes, we did.
So what was the benefit?
Story
Now,
for another time.
with the Cricket, you have 4 seats, so you can
Correct.
actually use that, and you've actually used the Cricket, and that you can take it to like a grocery store. And
Yes.
what else have you used
When we
it
had
for?
no truck, we used it.
Yeah.
It's great to go to the pool if you don't have a laundry.
Go to
in
dumpster.
Your camper.
Right.
Just potlucks.
Oh,
Back up with
potlucks, that's a
potluck
big
stuff.
thing.
Yeah, food.
Because they've been going around visiting with other
Yep.
people, and then
Yep.
we'll find their little Cricket sitting there. Now they're gonna paint it. They got a used one and stuff, but they're making it their own.
Yep.
Yeah, we just recovered
Throw
it. 'cause
firewood in the back, throw lawn chairs, beer. Gotta
So
have beer.
Yeah.
people are going to be like, well, what if I don't have room? I don't have like a toy hauler. Now this is interesting. Well, one, how far does your Cricket go before you have to charge it? Does it?
It depends if we're on a diet and
Yeah.
we're like a little few
We're not
pounds
driving
off.
at night so much. We can go around pretty much all day here
Yeah,
and then
that's-
charge it overnight.
Okay, so
And
yeah,
this is
I
a
mean,
big park. This is
It
very
is.
big
We're at
park.
1,000
we can
Trails,
go some
Orlando.
parks. We can go 2-3 days without charging it.
Okay, and they're always going on it, so it's like
Yeah.
you'll see them running
Every
around
day.
all the time.
Pretty much every day. I go up
Yeah.
to line dance every day in it.
That's true.
And the only reason I don't walk is because I'm carrying a ton of water,
Right.
And all my things, and
And
so
so that's their choice on their electric thing. Now you're saying, well, we don't have room for it. So I thought the reason I wanted to talk to them about this is this Cricket, which I don't know anything about pricing or any of that stuff. I just know when he told me that where they place it, you place it inside your bay.
Yep.
yes.
So over here. So how does this work? Because I look at this and then I like, there is no way that is fitting in there. So does it all come apart or what?
Steering wheel comes off. There's a little coupling type nut here.
Oh wow, yeah,
Steering
yeah.
wheel comes off. Back
Oh.
seat lifts right off.
And then the top comes off?
Don't hurt my table.
Yep.
Oh,
Two
okay.
nuts
And then
here.
also, so this all comes apart.
This comes off, and as you can see, there's wing nuts.
Okay,
holding.
okay. So
So
then,
the top piece comes off. These 2 pieces come off.
so then it basically, how high is it when it's all?
This comes off. Size this.
So it's as high as a seat.
It's like 32 inches
That's
high.
too.
So then you take this, and then you've got like ramps you put into your
Right.
side bay.
Oh, this also comes off.
this comes
This
off.
section here
Oh wow.
closes up, so it's only 58 inches long.
It only weighs 600
Oh.
pounds
So we
too. No,
put the
300
seat on,
pounds.
and
So-
this piece comes off.
Okay.
So it's from here to the front of this, squeezed in here, is 58 inches. 58 or 59, I forget.
Okay.
So it's,
And then you'll be able to. Then you just put up a couple ramps,
right.
and then they just wheel it right into their bay.
I have
Now you have a
front
little
ramps.
bit bigger storage bay than most people because they have a Lifestyle RV. So
Don't make them anymore.
they don't make them anymore, but there is a big bay here.
I've seen other fifth wheels that had them in it too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just a
New
good.
Horizon was one of them.
Oh, there's a lot of them
Yeah.
that have a big enough space
Yeah.
just with,
Right.
for
Yeah.
what you have.
Yeah.
So this is actually another great choice that somebody could use when they're talking about trying to choose what they're going to use to move around and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this was, I think it was I don't see it very often, so when I saw them, I was like, okay, I want to at least share
It
what
only
they're
weighs
doing.
300 pounds too, Todd.
Yeah.
Well,
Very
that's-
lightweight.
He still uses ramps. I'm not lifting 300
No.
pounds.
No,
around.
not.
no, I'm not lifting 300 pounds.
But people always think, how much does that thing weigh?
But I line it up, I can pick the back end up, the front
Yeah,
end up,
that's
and
true.
then-
There's other ones that weigh 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't
The
do
other
that.
one.
So hopefully this helps somebody. We're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna head back over to the RV. I wanted to catch up with them before they leave. I just thought this would be a good way for them to see another option as they're running around. All right, I'll
Does
do that.
mean We're out.
Well, we're not completely
No,
out.
no,
I gotta
you
wrap up.
can't
This
do
is,
that.
I'm wrapping up. Goodbye. I love it when people stop by. It's so fun to see them running around in their little cricket. Okay, I'm gonna jump in and get Sheila real quick and we'll get her thoughts. Are you
Looks
ready?
like you're having a garage sale.
Not having a garage sale.
Lined everything up.
I know.
lined
I'm helping you guys. All right. I pulled Sheila in from or outside because she's been working on a lot of stuff. If you haven't been to any of our huddles or events, you can find it on our website. 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗏𝗏.com. We do these events where people get together and we camp for a whole weekend and we have a lot of. Come see us. Come hang out. It's a whole community.
Yes.
So 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗏𝗏.com. Be a subscriber. Do all that stuff. Okay, Sheila.
Uh-huh.
We started out. I shared with them that we started out with the Hemingways.
Yes.
And then we got the scooters for the last 2 years. And we got the new scooter just recently, like a couple weeks. And then the one wheel. Sheila does not ride the one wheel. But
I value my limbs.
yeah. The fact of the matter is that she has opinions based on these two, the scooter versus this and her thoughts and processing. So why don't you walk through a couple of those things? They're ready.
I
They're
love
ready.
it when he just throws.
I throw it out. We
things
don't
like
script
that.
anything. There's
I
no
know.
scripting.
Like, hey, why don't you tell him what you think about this? Okay, I love my bike because we get to go places and see things that we would never get to see because of it just gives us that extra distance. I'm sure you already said all of these things.
I did,
but told them all
but
these
you are a shorter person. So being a shorter person,
Rude.
you might have. The fact is, she's 5'3", 4.
On a good day, I think
5'3",
I'm shrinking.
5'2". So it's important because if you're, considering these things, it's kind of important to have a different point of view.
But I enjoy the bike. Here's the thing: is I never thought we needed a scooter. Like Todd likes toys, right? You're just a big boy.
As you could see, I mean, we also have 2 kayaks and a motorcycle that go in there.
And 2 inflatable.
And 2 inflatable paddle boards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Todd likes to accumulate toys. I didn't think we needed any of these other things because I'm just happy with my bike. However, the scooter has just a whole nother purpose. So I do enjoy my bike because we get to go out, but I also love that scooter.
Yeah. If you are like, when you're jumping on something quick in a park, you jump on the scooter.
Yes.
If we're going and we're like staying next to water or that, we're jumping on bikes.
Yeah, or if we're going like we did going to the Sun Road,
Oh,
or we've
so
done,
pretty.
Going out for a ride through some bike paths in the trees in Savannah, Georgia area. Like we've done some beautiful
Zion
things.
National Park, beautiful.
Yeah, the bikes allow us to do that. Now the scooter is a quick, just hey, let's go run and check this out, or go say hi to so and so, or run up to the clubhouse, or that helps us with the 1,000 trails. It's much easier.
1,000 Trails membership. That we love the parks, but a lot of times you'll get there and there's no assigned sites, and so you have to go find your site. Well, when you're towing around 45 feet. In a truck, there's limbs overhanging, so a lot of times we'll pull the scooter out. Now for a while we'd pull a bike down and she'd do that, but the scooter is much easier. We pull the scooter out, she jumps on it, she grabs the map, she goes and see what's available, she calls back, and then we go find our site. There's a I didn't even talk about that practicality of that as well.
Well, I'm the practical one of the relationship.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, but it makes it it's just, we have used the bikes for that, but the scooter just makes it's just faster. It's just easier to grab that. So now I'll never ride that thing.
No, but we do walks. She'll walk and I ride next to her on the one wheel. That's how we do that.
Actually,
it's a little husband-wife
I will
time.
say, though, babe, since you've started riding the one wheel, you've lost weight, and I think it's because
it's a core workout.
It's a core workout for you. So.
It is. It's a lot harder than you think. All right, don't want to bore you with all the other little details, but I think this is valuable information that maybe helps you make a decision. We'll put links and stuff down below so you can see what we have. By any means, just do your research. Find something that's good for you. It doesn't have to be one of these brands. It can be anything, but this is just what we've been using and we really enjoy them.
Absolutely.
Any parting thoughts?
I think if I had to just choose one, that's the question. If you had to choose one, I don't know.
It's the different lifestyles. I went over kind of like van lifers and travel trailers and space and weight.
What you have space for.
Yeah. You can't just choose one. You have to choose what's best for you.
Yeah, that's a very good point. You're very smart, babe.
Oh, you heard that. You better comment and subscribe because you don't get that very often.
I'm funny. I'm funny.
Oh yeah, you're funny. You're the funny one. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Truly hope this was of value to one of you. And so now you have pricing and weight and all those different ideas to kick around as you're starting your RV life. So just start. Just get something, hit the road, go enjoy, build the memories, and have fun.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. And switch it up. Come to one of our events sometime. We really love to see you. With all that being said, how do we end, dear?
We're